Hello, Melissa.
Hi, how are you?
Hi, great.
Now, Diary of a Wimpy Kid, this is based off the second book. Bestseller, fantastic. How involved were you with the screenplay and how involved were you on set?
I was actually really involved all the way from the very beginning to the very end, through marketing and post-production. I have a really unusual relationship with the studio and with the producers as an author. Usually an author doesn't really get to be involved. But I was there for more than half of the filming and really got to know the actors and contributed a lot.
Now, the actors have grown up a little bit since the last film. It's kind of almost like the Harry Potter situation where the kids were growing up really fast. Is that a concern with any possible future movies? And also, how long was it between the filming of the last movie and this one?
It was just a year. What's great about these kids is that they are middle schoolers playing middle schoolers. For once, it's not a 25-year-old kid playing like a freshman in high school. On the other hand, middle schoolers tend to grow and change more quickly than just about anybody else. So we're hoping to tell as many stories as we can while the kids still look like they're in middle school.
One of the funniest parts of the last movie for me, and I think for a lot of people, was the cheese touch. How did you come up with that?
I think that there's always, some sort of myth in your middle school or your high school that just seems to carry on. And I wanted to create sort of the ultimate, form of cooties. We had cooties in elementary school, but it kind of died off, and so we needed something more potent for the movie.
Are any of the stories in the books loosely based off of experiences that you went through?
Yeah, a lot of the stories have sort of loose connections with reality. I don't create or live in a vacuum, so I take the experiences, things that happen around me, and put them into my stories. I flipped my friend over on a bicycle, not a big wheel, but that did happen to me in real life.
You originally wanted to go into newspaper comics.
That's right.
So this started as basically like a blog. I mean, did you have any idea that this would take off and you'd be producing all these books?
I really didn't think that I had a chance of getting published. I had a number of years of failure of getting my cartoons published or syndicated. And I didn't really think I had a chance, but I decided to really take my time, and I spent about 8 years developing these characters and these stories. I wanted to get it right before I went back out into the world.
Now, are there any future plans for to make your other books into movies?
Yes, we're definitely planning right now a Wimpy Kid 3. Nothing's official, but we're working on it. We're feeling that this next movie is. Roderick Rules is going to do well, and so we're going to get a chance to make another movie, and and then we'll see after that.
Well, you have your hand in a lot of cookie jars because you've got the books, you're an online, you design online games. I mean, you're doing this whole movie media tour, everything else. Do you have any plans for any other books besides the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series?
I'd love to do something else. I'd love to write another series. But every once in a while I come up with an idea, and then a few months later I realize it was a terrible idea. And I believe in sort of a 10-year plan, is that, for you to create something great, it's going to take about 10 years to develop it. So we'll see if I have, I don't have too many 10 years, groups of 10 years left in me, but I'd love to create something else in the future.
Well, just one more question. Because we're a movie-based show, what are some of your favorite movies when you're not doing everything else that you're doing?
I love Raising Arizona. I loved A Christmas Story. I think that's a great movie. Just a simple, small tale that has really stood the test of time. I love Glory and Ghost and Amadeus. A lot of the movies that came out in the 80s and maybe early 90s. So those are my favorite.
The 80s, that's my favorite decade for movies too. Well, I thank you so much for your time. The movie looks fantastic. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.